morning, guys, or should I say good afternoon. To be honest, it is now just gone 12:30. I've been a couple hundred miles up the road, been to a meeting this morning that went exceptionally well. Something that's going to change things for next year and everything else. We're still trying to get everything into place and everything. Very excited about it, and it actually went better than I could have ever hoped. It really was a good one. More about that in a few months' time. Anyway, this morning, as I say, been doing that, sorting that out. I've come back, had a little bit of trouble with a couple of the orders. I fixed that little problem now and everything else, and now we can actually technically get on with today's work. And as you might know, full week this week, so we are starting with this guy. So something a little bit different. It's going to be completely out of the box, because nobody really makes any aftermarket for this, which is quite a shame, because like the Mitsubishi F1, all right, it may be the love child of a Jaguar and an Alpha Jet, as I call it, but at the end of the day, it's quite an iconic aircraft, and I'm amazed there's a lack of sort of aftermarket for it. There's the usual bits and pieces, but things like a colour photo etch cockpit would be nice for this one, but no, nothing really. So it's not going to take too much to get this together. I reckon I can have this together probably by Wednesday, no problem at all, if I just solely push through this, and then we can talk about actually doing a wraparound paint scheme on it. So this has got this nice Japanese Defence Force wrap camo, but it doesn't go right the way underneath. It's actually grey underneath. So we're going to do a little bit of everything here. We're going to be talking about sort of pre-shading the underside, getting that sort of motley pattern correct, and then we're going to be doing all the other bits down on there, as well as having a nice big black glossy tail and the beautiful markings onto this one. So this is going to be my entry for the Japanese group build. And obviously, I know a load of you have been waiting for this, then that enables me to start with this monster, literally. So hopefully what we're going to do is push through these quite quickly. Let's face it, the Gundam one is click fit almost, which is beautiful and brilliant and all the rest of it. And I'm hoping to convert a few of you. I know some of you, let's just simply say, I think there's a lot of you out there that think this isn't actually modelling. Honestly, guys, it is. Just because something is fantastically engineered in a way that it doesn't need any sort of, you know, your aftermarket, your typical bits and pieces like filler and all those things to get it together, doesn't make it not a model kit. It's still a model kit. It's just incredibly well engineered. And as I say, I'm trying to convert some of you over to the wonderful world of Bandai. Now, Gundam stuff, as we know, is massive. It's probably bigger than normal scale modelling in certain parts of the world, purely because of obviously the effect it has, the different weapons things these things have, and everything else like that, and obviously the cartoon series that runs along with them. And for so long, people have been saying to me, Phil, you ought to do one, you ought to do one. And it's almost like I've wanted to, then I've done the Bandai, and it's like, I'm going to, but I've never found an excuse to actually do it. And I've never built one of these before in my life, and it's like one of those things that's missing. You know, you build model kits. I've done a ship, we've done a bike, we've done an airliner, we've done cars, we've done armour, we've done World War I, World War II, interwars, jets, you know, we've done everything. But I've never done a mech or, you know, this type of thing before and all the rest of it. And recently we've been sort of stretching our wings very much into the wonderful world of sci-fi, thanks to Bandai again, but other stuff as well. We have got, for you guys out there waiting for various things to come along, we have got a load of Star Trek coming your way as well. Okay, so we've got this type of, you know, new genre which is really, really taking off. This side of it with, you know, obviously sci-fi, I think is exploding completely, whilst other parts of the hobby may be, I'm not going to say dying, but stalling. They'll be dying soon, trust me, but at the moment they're stalling. Other sides of it have exploded and they're getting bigger and more thing, and this is definitely one of the sides that's sort of going with it. So I thought, why not? We'll see what all the fuss is about. We'll have a go with it and prove the fact that you don't have to do it in the certain way. So for our point of view, it's got this beautiful white and blue sort of scheme on this and everything else like that. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something completely different. And as Steve has proven with his, he's done his in a snow scene and everything else like that. So he's done a load of firsts with that, with snow effects, brand new product, which he's absolutely loved and everything else like that. So I'm going to do something with this guy, which, as I say, I'm going to get it built and then I'll go the full thing about what it's going to be. I know a lot of you know now because I've let it slip over the time, but I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one. But it's definitely the side of the hobby which I think is just as good if you were building a monogram, you know, legacy jet or a, you know, Century series, things like that. You know, at the end of the day, it's just very well engineered. So that thing about, well, it sort of clicks together and it's not real modeling, just because it's very, very good. Okay, I've built Tamiya in the past, like Tamiya's 30-second stuff for, like, you know, literally hardly any glue. It just drops together. I think I built the entire Spitfire cockpit with no glue. And then afterwards, I thought I better glue it and went round afterwards. That doesn't make it a bad kit, does it? It just makes it a very good kit and a very easy kit to work with and things like that. So that is the plan for the next couple of weeks. We're going to push through heavily with these. And as I say, then after that, we've got some more great projects coming your way involving, you know, I'm thinking maybe doing a Sabre jet. redoing the Mustang and stuff like that. So we've still got plenty of things coming up over the next few months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a start on this guy over here. We're going to get us going on this one, maybe get the cockpit done this afternoon. And then that way what we can do tomorrow, we can actually start getting it together and everything else like that. So let's get on with it. So as you can see, we have started on the Mitsubishi F1 down there. It's going to be a fun build. Really looking forward to doing that camo spoke about before. Should be something a little bit interesting. So just for the moment, to be honest, I've cleaned up all the parts. We've done the intakes, making them seamless. And then obviously we just literally just started painting up the cockpit. Going to do it all by hand. It's got decals for it, but they're a bit pants to be honest. So what we're going to do is detail it all up by hand and go right the way through it. And then hopefully end up with something looking very, very nice. So up with you is the next part, which is what? Parts 7 and 6 and 7 of the actual Chieftain build. So another double parter on this one, and that's going to talk about, as I say, going through the weathering process, using washes on this, doing streaking, and all of the good bits to this one. It's quite an important part because, as I said, it really ties everything together. It makes all the camo come together, all the weathering you're doing and everything else like that. It just knocks it all back and gives it the more realistic in-scale look that we talk about all too often here on Flory models. But generally, it's a very, very fun build. Hopefully you'll get a lot out of those two parts. So they're going to be up with you right now on the site. And as I said, the final part of that one, which is part 9, I do believe, that's going to be up with you on Wednesday. Okay, so that will complete off that build. Again, very quick how we did it. Very, very quick build and all the rest of it. But it's still a 9-parter, so there's lots to get out of that one. Remember, tomorrow is Tuesday and it's the first Tuesday of the month, so please join us for our Tuesday night fun. So it's going to be a couple of hours. Me, the guys will be down here as well, answering your questions and having a few giggles as we go right the way through. And it'll be your chance to win. I have to grab it, sorry. An unopened version, because obviously this is the unopened one. I've got 2 of these. One's open, one's not. This is the prize for this month's prize draw. A lot of you have been asking, one of the questions kept popping up is that, when's the prize draw and the rest of it? We do it always now on the actual live Tuesday show. We usually use the random number generator and it gets picked out. And I can't remember, but last time the big box of all the gear, everything went to Mexico of all places, and it arrived there safely and everything else like that. But we're going to be giving away this great prize, and also we're going to give away a set of washers to go along with this and a sticker set, a few other goodies as well. Okay, so if you do want to win this, remember all you got to do is be a Flory Models member and just be subscribed. Okay, so all you got to do is log into the main site within the last 30 days. So if you've been in within the last 30 days, you'll be automatically entered. So then what I'll do is I'll pick out the number. Well, one of the guys will pick a number. I'll find out who that represents from the last time you logged in, and you get a chance to win a great kit. So obviously this is the 1/48 scale Typhoon reboxing in the bronze version. Okay, the review of that is up on the site. All right, so that's going to kick off roughly, or hopefully, around about sort of 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay, so obviously it'll be me and the guys will be able to answer all your questions as we make our way through. So there we go, that's it from me. I'll catch you all tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the live show, and then you can catch up with this guy. So until tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling, take care.